Welcome back to Shreveport Connection with Tommy with the new look. And this is going to be about the next 2 weeks of TNA Impact Wrestling with a surprise return for the September the 8th episode of Impact Wrestling from none other than Jeff Hardy, but he doesn't wrestle, only to make a special announcement. And frustration going into tonight's TNA Impact taping results. But first, Gail Kim update. Gail Kim, who is still signed with WWE, continues to tease that she will be returning to TNA on her Twitter account. Gail wrote yesterday that she misses her fans, but they won't have to miss her for too much longer. And now there was lots of frustration with TNA going into tonight's Impact tapings from Huntsville, Alabama. At last word, a few days ago, there were only 800 tickets sold. Internally, company officials were only expecting around 2,000 fans in the arena that is set up for 10,000 to 12,000 fans, like any other arena around the world. Okay, there's been lots of head shaking about the low ticket sales and people within TNA wondering how Spike TV officials will react since Spike is covering some of the expenses of TNA Impact Wrestling on the road. And here's the latest on Matt Hardy on Twitter, commenting on his leaving TNA. Oh my God, bad luck is never stopping, apparently. A fan also asked Hardy, why are you not dead yet? Hardy retweeted the question from the fan and replied with the following, because Matt Hardy will not die. Duh. Okay, let's see, wrestling legend Ivan Koloff turned 69 years old today. Okay. Adult film company releasing a parody on Hulk Hogan and his family. Okay, the adult film company, Third Degree Films, is releasing a parody based on Hogan's family titled Official Hogan Knows Best Porn Parody. Below is the description, the description of the photo. And they've got, of course, Nick, Hogan in the middle, and his former wife and daughter. If you can see it. Alright, that's the picture. We'll scroll back up a little bit. Now you can see their faces. Alright. Now I'm going to read the description. In this pants weddingly funny parody, Hogan, as Hulk himself, has a lot more on his hands than just his wife and kids. Follow the nation's favorite wrestling hero and his super tanned reality TV family as they heat up the Florida mansion with moves you won't see in the ring. After downing a bucket of steroids and Viagra, the Hulkster called a hooker to calm him down, giving a new meaning to the chokehold and pile driver. Meanwhile, Brooke catches hell for wearing a slutty shirt, which doesn't seem to bother her boyfriend Bill, and Nick entertains Brooke's horny friend Lexi, leaving his nerdy pal Link to get it on with Linda. With the sex-crazed family all living under one roof, you'll want more to make sure you've got a ringside seat. And that was it. Okay, Jim Cornette talks about a Ring of Honor TV show, and Matt Hardy to Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor executive producer Jim Cornette was one of the featured guests on this week's live edition of the award-winning Monday Night Mayhem. You can listen to it in MP3 of the audio show by going to lordsofpain.net and looking for the link. That goes Monday Night Mayhem archive.com/August 11th 08/22/11.mp3. Cornette discusses Ring of Honor's first set of TV tapings for the Sinclair broadcast group, why he believes the way Sinclair is rolling Ring of Honor out on his stations will work and be effective, why people will be surprised at what they see from the Ring of Honor product beginning on September 24th, the level of excitement for Ring of Honor's debut on Sinclair Broadcasting Group this fall. And reaction to those fans that are upset that Davey Richards will not be defending the Ring of Honor title at the Death Before Dishonor 9 in New York City, his reply to Eric Bischoff's recent comments against Ring of Honor, whether or not he has interest in Matt Hardy coming to the Ring of Honor, how important the return of Nigel McGuinness is to Ring of Honor. If you're not familiar with that, that's Desmond Wolfe from TNA. And the promotion's new color commentator, the impact that Delirious has made in front of the camera and behind the scenes in the Ring of Honor, plus more in the exclusive Monday Night Mayhem interview. Some highlights of what he said. His thoughts about Ring of Honor first TV tapings for the group, the level of exemptions for Ring of Honor's debut on SBG this fall, and why people will be surprised what they see from the Ring of Honor product beginning September 4th. It only seems like a couple of days ago because I've slept about twice since then. This wrestling show, and I should emphasize this wrestling show, I'm so excited about it. It's going to be so different and look so different from anything else on the air. We had a lot of guys in their 20s and 30s who worked there at Sinclair, walked past the edit suits, and as we were editing, and they would stop and look. To paraphrase, they said, "Wow, this is the kind of wrestling we would like if it wasn't so silly." That's why people are going to be so pleasantly surprised with this product. It's a great television program, and it's very different from other programs because they are sports entertainment programs. We're going to treat wrestling as serious competition. We have great athletes, and we're going to showcase that. We're going to tell their stories, and we're not going to make anything up for them. His reaction to those fans that are upset with that Davey Richards isn't going to be at the pay-per-view. There are a number of matches that are going to knock the socks off of people. And truthfully, I don't want to give out any scoops, but I know we did talk about the Eddie Edwards and Roderick Strong Ringmasters Challenge match, which is going to be fantastic and off the charts. A lot of people went, oh, Davey Richards is going to Japan. Oh my God. The reason, quite simply, is we encourage Davey to go to Japan because he has something great lined up over there. With the television taping having a title match. We couldn't have a title match on September 17th anyway. So we gave Davey the opportunity to go to Japan. The match between Eddie and Roddy, that's Strong, will determine his challenger when he comes back. Whether or not he and or the Ring of Honor office locker room would have interest in Matt Hardy coming to the Ring of Honor now that Matt has been totally released from TNA. And here's what he said about that. I've known Matt and Jeff since they started in their business when Matt was 18 and Jeff was 16. They used to come to the WWE TV tapings in the Carolinas. I like those guys. And they have been tremendous stars, but hey, I don't know if their salary expectations fit in with the Ring of Honor's budgetary limitations, and B, I haven't talked to these guys in so long I don't even know what their side of the story is, but there always seems to be controversy swirling around them, right? Especially right now. I believe Ring of Honor would once again take the standpoint that we are going to try and find the young, undeveloped talent and expose them to the world, rather than to look to be the place where people come to have a warm place to curl up when they leave the big leagues. And that's all he said in about the main points in the interview. Roddy Piper teased a return to wrestling. He said on his Twitter, he wrote last night, "If I went back, I would say, there's not a wrestler alive that I can't beat me in 5 minutes or less, but there's a chance I will beat you in 5. Too much milk and toast. Need rebels to do the right thing. Now, what is dictated? I'm the Hall of Fame with the most respect, and I need freedom. I'm getting pissed at pro wrestling these days. Time to take a stand. I get pitting at pro wrestling these days. Think of getting radical. Takes a lot to get me in motion. Close. I'm getting pissed at the world of pro wrestling. Thinking of going back and stir things up big time. Tired of milk toast wrestling." Okay, that's all he said. Website publishers major expose on Ric Flair. Woo! The wrestler in real life. Grantland.com, a sports and pop culture affiliated with ESPN.com, has published a major expose on Ric Flair comparing him to a real life version of the wrestler. In the 2008 film, Mickey Rourke plays Randy the Ram Robinson, an aging professional wrestler who continues to compete in spite of his failing health in an attempt to cling onto his glory days. In tremendous detail, the article explains the wrestling legend's personal struggles, financial issues, and allegations of physical abuse by his ex-wives. The story states that Flair continues to perform for TNA Wrestling despite suffering an alcoholic cardiomyopathy, which is a heart problem, and that almost everything he earns from the second tier outfit goes towards paying off old debts, lawyers, ex-wives, IRS, former business partners, and anyone who made the mistake of lending him money. In April, a judge evicted Flair from his home in Charlotte, North Carolina, because he couldn't afford to pay rent. The lengthy piece can be accessed at the website of grantland.com/story/ID/68915/the-wrestler-real-life. Just go to grantland.com and look for the links. The author notes that Flair declined to be interviewed for the article, so this was done just by the opinion of the author. Okay. Well, Matt Hardy has thanked his friends and family and says he will rise above his hard times. Matt Hardy wrote the following on his Twitter this afternoon. "Thank you all so very much for all the support you've given me through these hard times. Like a phoenix, I will rise above this all. I have so many people to return calls to text, DMs, and emails as well. And I eventually will. I appreciate the support from Jeff, Beth, Shane, Karen, my dad, my mother in heaven, my friends, my beautiful girlfriend, Rebecca Rice, Reyes, how you pronounce it. Ms. Dixie Carter, he also thanked, even for firing him. And all of my family, friends, and fans, I love you all and appreciate your support and so in prayers more than you can ever imagine." Okay, a slight spoiler for Jeff Hardy making his return September the 8th taping as your main event. Could be his final setting up the pay-per-view. We just have to wait and see during whenever I get the spoilers. Well, he was backstage for tonight's TNA Impact Wrestling taping in Huntsville, Alabama. And he will make his return on the second episode taped tonight, meaning they did 4 hours of TV taping. So I don't think there was any dark matches because I haven't seen any reported yet. So it's also the actual real life court date when he has his trial again. I wonder if it's going to be pushed back. Anybody want to take bets? I'm going for another pushback. Okay, like I said, this is the same day Hardy is scheduled in court in North Carolina on all of his drug charges. First episode tonight for September 1st will tease a big announcement for Hardy's return, which I didn't, whenever I read it the first time, I didn't see any. And now, what you've all been waiting for, September 1st episode coming up right now. Hulk Hogan came out to start the show and talked about an offer that Ric Flair made at the end or during tonight's actual Impact show that was taped weeks and weeks ago. And then Kurt Angle came out. Angle talked about taking out young veterans and added Sting as one of them. Sting versus Angle for the title later. Sting came out and accepted the challenge. Oh, I wonder what happened with the end of what they advertised during the actual show for tonight. They didn't even show on TV. And apparently they didn't even show it on the, mention anything about it on the results here. That, the special challenge, Ric Flair and Hogan, with stipulations, Ric Flair was to wrestle Sting, and if Sting won, then Ric Flair had to put Hogan on a platter, silver platter for him. But if Sting lost, he retires and never wrestles again. Okay. Match number 1. Gunner defeated RVD in a Bound for Glory series match. Guess what? Another Jerry Lynn interference. Eric Bischoff came out with Tracy Brooks to address all the knockouts in the ring. And if you're not familiar with the Tracy Brooks, she is currently running the women's division, the knockouts division, but she gets demoted in the show somehow, some unknown reason. So I guess she is returning to wrestling action soon. Well, okay. Eric then talked about leadership and named Karen Jarrett as the new head of Knockouts division. Then she named ODB and Jackie to the roster, signing them to contracts. She then named Tracy Brooks as her assistant. Go figure. When Tracy was the head of the division. Match number 2. Jesse Sorensen and Brian Kendrick tag team and beat Austin Aries and Kid Cash when Sorensen picked Cash with a roll-up. I guess it was schoolboy roll-up. Guess what? We have a new TNA Knockouts champion. Mickie James defeated Winner to win the TNA Knockouts title, and she won with a kick to the head. I wonder if it was the mid kick or kind of like a kick off the second rope. Matt Morgan called out Samoa Joe, and Joe and Matt brawled. So, is Matt Morgan back wrestling? Thought he was injured and kicked out, taken out of the competition for Bound for Glory, as he was winning before he was injured. Eventually, Joe hit Morgan in the arm with a chair against the ring post, and that was the end of that little segment. Match number 4, Christopher Daniels defeated AJ Styles. Since during tonight's actual TV taping, prior taped that they offered each other one more time, and AJ agreed. Well, Daniels finally beat him. Daniels got the win after Styles slipped or on the ropes, probably botched spot. So it's a and maybe a possible entry unknown. Match number 5, Kurt Angle defeated Sting to retain the TNA title. Hulk Hogan was special referee, of course. Kurt retains after interference and Angle slam on a chair. Immortal came down to beat up Sting, but Mr. Anderson and his assholes made the save. The assholes being the crowd behind him. And that ends the September 1st episode of Impact Wrestling. And now for part 2, September 8th episode. Alright, they start off with a match. The Pope and Devon beat the British Invasion to become the number 1 contenders to the tag titles. Devon and Pope won after Devon does a spine buster type slam. Well, a spine buster type slam when a spine buster is a slam itself. Okay, with the reporter. Okay, Jeremy Borash did introduce the Bound for Glory Series Final 4. Bully Ray, Gunner, and Beer Money. So, what happened to Crimson? As at the end of Impact tonight, he was leading the Bound for Glory Series. Bully Ray cut a promo on how Beer Money won't be a team after the series is over. He put over Gunner as a future and how he will make sure Bully Ray will be champion. There will be a 4 corners match with all 4 participating. Bobby Roode said they both want to be a champion and that is their dream. He says both will share victory after whichever one wins the title at Bound for Glory. Match number 2. Eric Young finally wrestles a match and retains his whatever title he's got. Used to be Booker T's Legend title, which is now the TV title. Finally wrestles a match in 3 months on Impact. Actually, Impact Wrestling. And he defeated Robbie E to retain the TV title. The light heavyweight champion Eduardo Alvarez was doing commentary. Eric Young retained after using a spiked pile driver. Match number 3. Winner Angelina Love defeated Mickie James and Velvet Sky. Winner blew mist in Mickey's eyes again and then pinned her. Austin Aries came out to great heat. He cut a decent promo, and then Brian Kendrick came out in a suit, get this, and did some crazy promo. It was a pretty decent exchange. Match number 4, Gunner defeated Bully Ray, James Storm, and Bobby Roode in a 4 corners match. Gunner pinned Bully Ray after a running knee. Match number 5 in your main event, Mr. Anderson beat Kurt Angle by disqualification in a TNA title match. The match ended in disqualification when Immortal ran out and attacked Anderson and Sting. Wow, how did Sting get involved in the match at all? It doesn't even say that. And Sting. And after that was over, here's Jeff Hardy's appearance. It was announced that the network agreed to give Jeff Hardy a live microphone. Hardy's promo was how he let the fans and the guys down in the back. He can't expect people to forgive him, but he asked for one more shot and then leaves. And that ends your taping for September the 8th. And that sets you up all the way up until the next pay-per-view. Thanks for viewing, and always comment on the videos. You know where they are in the comment section. Some people know exactly where they are. And some people don't. Especially the ones that don't like my videos. If you don't like them, don't watch them. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of the week. And until Monday Night Raw, peace out.